You are 20, you are 30, you are 40, and honey, you can retire in the next 10 years, Lord willing, okay? You can retire next year. You can retire 5 years from now. Lord willingly, you could do it sooner than that age 62 or 65. All right. Well, hello. We're in a different setting. I had to make some adjustments. Welcome back to the Golden Ratio, where we're figuring it out one ratio at a time. Today I want to talk to you about retirement. It's this word, and I just kind of wanted to share an epiphany that I had this week. And after watching a few other YouTubers about this topic, it's actually quite true. So, retirement. What is retirement? You know, in layman's term, retirement is money that you get once you retire from your job. Basically stop working, right? Well, a lot of people, it's known in America that in order to retire, they gotta be 65, maybe even 62. And you can't touch it till you're 59 and a half, you know? Bummer, right? You know, we do all this working and then we get our money later in life.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Well, excuse me.
It'll take me one day.
So I started thinking to myself, you know, what exactly makes somebody feel comfortable enough to retire? Like, even in this economy, when you're 62, 65, how do you really know that you can actually stop working and live comfortably? You know, I know some people go back to work once they retire, either because they want to do it for fun or because So today what we're talking about is what is retirement and how you don't need $1 million to retire.
Oh my God! Wow!
Let's say that person A makes $50,000 and person B makes $100,000, right? Person A lives a pretty frugal life. That doesn't mean that they don't enjoy it, but they're very conservative. They cook at home a lot. They make sure that they're budgeting. They make sure that their expenses are paid before they can actually explore entertainment options. They just make sure they have everything organized and together. Person B is eating at 5-star restaurants, going out on trips every single month, buying the newest fancy clothes and X, Y, and Z. What I'm getting at is that even though person A only makes $50,000 and person B makes $100,000, it's a good chance that person A can retire a lot earlier than person B. Retiring early does not necessarily mean that you have to live a frugal lifestyle or that life has to be boring and very conservative, financially speaking. That is not what retiring early means at all. Retiring early just basically means you have gained financial independence to where you can live comfortably and work now becomes an option. You don't have to work. You do it for fun. You do it for extra money. You do it just because. It's not, I'm working to pay my bills. I'm working to make sure that this is paid, that is paid. Everybody's retirement can be different. What you may have at retirement might be different than what Sally or Bob or Jim has at retirement, which gets me to saying retirement is just a number. And I'm not talking about age. I'm talking about it's just a number. I saw a video where a guy retired off of 20K. I saw a video where a lady retired off of 500K. And then I saw other videos where they retired off of $1 million portfolios. So retirement is just a number. You do not have to have a specific number, which gets me to saying you can retire earlier than 62 and earlier than 65. Why? Because that number that millionaire has, that number that person down the street has does not have to be your number, you know? So how can we make this work? How do we figure out what can we retire with? Well, there are plenty of calculators. There are calculators that can tell you how much you need to retire to live comfortably. There's a FIRE calculator, and if you're not sure what FIRE is, it's financially independent, retiring early. There's a calculator for that can also show you how you can retire early and be financially free as well. Your number might be 200,000. My number might be 500,000. It all depends on what lifestyle you are living for yourself. Which gets me to my next point on how we're gonna retire early, okay? So I want you to get out of your head that, dang, I'm 20 and I have 42 to 45 more years until I can retire. No. You are 20, you are 30, you are 40, and honey, you can retire in the next 10 years, Lord willing, okay? You can retire next year. You can retire 5 years from now. Lord willingly, you could do it sooner than that age 62 or 65. And that's why I made this channel, so we can be financially free and we can live comfortably. That is exactly what this channel is about. And we're gonna grow, and I'm gonna teach you all how to do that while I learn myself. Please, if you haven't liked, comment, share, subscribe. Also, explain what you do that helps you with your retirement. What do you do to help yourself know that in a few years, I'm not gonna be working for nobody, and if I am, I'm doing it because it's an option. What is your drive? What is your motivation? Thank you for watching The Golden Ratio, where we're figuring it out one ratio at a time.